Hi and welcome back. On the previous video we talked about the building up of the mailing lists using a couple of different processes. I just want to explain that a bit further and show you what I'm doing with this as opposed to how other autoresponder mechanisms work. The whole point of this course, if you like, is to give you something as a non-techie that you can just run with. So if you're finding technical obstacles, slowing you down, or there's stuff about this that you don't understand, then the whole point of this is to keep it really simple. So the options are, like I said in the previous video, that you can send people to an email address, or you can let a mail client do it all on your behalf. The great thing about MailChimp is it's free. They will build your list. You can start campaigns where you can start marketing to them. It says design and send emails, all those kind of things that are useful for building your business. And it's not difficult once you get stuck into it, just to follow the action plans that they've got. They've got great video tutorials and things like that, so it's pretty straightforward. To make sense of all that, as we said in the previous video, all you're really doing is copying and pasting this information into your website so that there's like a seamless process when people click on these. The option with MailChimp is that you don't have an autoresponder unless you actually pay for it. So they won't get a follow-up email telling them what to do. The reason I suggested getting a Gmail account and setting things up is because I want to just show you a way that you can do this until you want to start spending, $10, $20 a month or whatever on an autoresponder, which I recommend you do, in due course. The way I've structured this is, let me just show you. On the form options, the email submissions go to this address, which is mark@onlinemarketingblueprint.net. Okay, that's one of the websites I've got. Now, the way I've got my email client configured is via my hosting service, because I've got websites set up with them. So that email will come through to my normal email box, but within their hosting platform, I've got an autoresponder linked up already. So what will happen is they'll get an email back from me saying, thanks for signing up, and I hope you've got the information that you requested, because the submit button is already forwarding those people onto, I don't know if you remember from the last video, the page where I've got the form, which is the Toolbox free report. Sorry, where I've got the file, not the form. So what happens is they click on there, they get an email back from me, I get them on my list, and they get the file. Now, if you do it with Gmail, again, you can't set up autoresponder mechanisms and all that kind of stuff from there, but it does mean that you'll be getting emails into your Gmail inbox from people who have recorded this transaction, if you like to call it that. And what that means is, let's go back to the home page again and just see what the advantages are of doing it like that. When they click on there, what's going to happen is they're going to get directed, because of the form action that you're suggesting here, to that page we just looked at, so they can download the report that was up here. What's going to happen is that email is going to be fired to your Gmail address, or any other email address that you've got. But the action on there is that it's going to add a person into your email. Now what you've got to do, you've got to be quite diligent in going to that email address and capturing those people, and then maybe importing them into MailChimp. So you can use MailChimp anyway, it just means you're not using the form, but maybe you could use them to manage the subscribers. Now, if I click on Manage Subscribers on here, what it's basically going to allow me to do is to import names, add subscribers, like on here. I can import them from the Gmail list, for example, or from my other list. So, the whole point of this is to get up and running without spending any more money, and start putting some systems in place. Now, what's going to work for you is down to you, because obviously you know how you want to promote your offers and things like that. Now, you could use this if you're just an affiliate marketer instead of a product creator. and you don't need all of this heavy payment mechanisms and everything else. You just need to capture emails before you send them off because you're working in a specific niche. Then you could set up a very, very specific email address just so you are getting the data that they're sending from this form element here. And it depends how you structure that. If you're doing say a product for someone else as an affiliate in a very specific niche, then everything that you have here can be completely relevant to that. And what you can do then is you can direct them from there directly through to an affiliate link. So say, for example, it doesn't say grab the free report, it says find out more about this now. That can be directed through to the sales page. Now if you don't do that, if you just have links through without any email capture, what it means is that you're leaving money on the table because you're not allowing an opportunity there to build a relationship with someone who's expressed an interest. So they've gone to all the trouble of finding your website and coming through and clicking through. And great, 100 people might have been through to your site, click on there and go through to an affiliate page where they're going to make a decision to buy it. And maybe 2 or 3 of them will, so you can earn money. But the other 97 people, you won't ever know who they were. But if you do it this way, they'll probably still take the same action. So even if you get 50% of that instead of 100 people, 50 of them click through, you've got to look at the numbers for the big picture. So you've got either no emails, or if out of 100 people that look at the page can't be bothered to fill that in, 50 of them do, you've got 50 email addresses. So you're building up your list of people that you can market to, similar products. So even if you don't want to go to all the trouble of setting up and embedding forms and stuff like that from MailChimp or a different mail client, then what you can do is you can at least capture the email addresses and do it that way, but you can still send them on. You can still create a specific action, which in this case, the email can go through to whatever address you want, and the submit button, you can make that reflect what the action is going to be, and the confirmation can be whatever you feel is appropriate. So if you want to put that through to a website URL, we can literally change that and put in there whatever the affiliate link might be, that if you've got a hop link from ClickBank or something like that. And the standard page in this is from the website that we're working on, so it's selecting the pages from there. So that's why it's quite important to have this as part of your mechanism. It might not reflect anything in particular in terms of what you're doing right at this time. Let me just save that. But if you're thinking about, building your business for the future and, trying to develop that and build relationships with customers and potential customers, then you've got to look at that and say, okay, what's the best way forward for this? And the way I recommend you do that is to sit down with a good old-fashioned blank piece of paper and a pen and write out how you feel a subscriber or a transaction could occur, what the end result of that is, what you want from that, like a chain of events, if you like, so that you can create clarity as to how this system can best work for you. So it might be that you want to pay for an autoresponder thing. I think MailChimp, actually up to a certain level, is only about $10 a month. So, you might consider that's fine investing in there, and you can create that and run with that, and then it gives you different options here, and the way that you manage your subscribers is pretty straightforward. Like everything else, just get stuck in. I'm going to talk a little bit more on the next video about the modules and text and just putting these kind of things together. So, I hope that you're getting something out of these videos. Just have a quick recap. Basically, go to Weebly and you've got the basics of your offers and everything all in one place, because you've got somewhere to host the name. You've got a website that's been developed, and you can build all this functionality into it. So that's half the battle. Email capture, obviously, I think it's important if you're going to build a business, and you can structure that in however you see relevant. What we need to do next is, if you're putting an offer on a page like this, is have a look at how we can integrate a payment system in there. And if you scroll down my page, you would have no doubt gone down through here and seen the options where you could basically purchase the package there. And So in the next video, we're going to look at using PayPal and integrating there again, because it's very straightforward and simple. So I hope that this video has been useful to you in a more business and a strategic sense, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.